Sylvia Morelos. It is approximately 6:55 p.m. in the evening. I am 597, and it is off the market. The the there is a Verizon Wireless and a green Walgreens across the way, and I'm at the Coffee Bean, and it reminds me a lot of Glide at 330 Ellis off of Taylor and Ellis, across the street from Happy Donuts. And yeah, I've been meaning to say something about Glide because it is a very racist, very EULA-oriented type of place where you can go and eat and stuff. And it's always had a really bad reputation. And you can see the technology that they're using. It's mechanical. And you can compare it to my other videos, you'll be able to see it. It's very mechanical, and it's considered torture on an individual who doesn't use it at all. And I remember when I was at UCLA recently, I was sitting by the fountain, my alma mater UCLA, not EULA, like people keep telling these idiots. I was sitting by the fountain, and someone started using that shit on me, and then somebody else realized, you know, it's considered torture on her because she doesn't use it. And you can see him sweating a little bit, you know, and he's like, it's an intelligent person here. He stopped the very minute he realized that she's not using it, so it is considered torture on her. And there is the screen behind me reminds me a lot of Glide, and that's at 330 Ellis off of Taylor and Ellis. When you're standing outside, it's funny because when you're standing outside, there is a screen that says, "We are radically inclusive." It's really funny. We are a warm, loving, welcoming community. Radically inclusive, warm, welcoming community. In other words, they're not racist. They're welcoming to everyone, you know. And I'm like, you know, Glide equals EULA. I was mistaken before. Green Day does not equal Glide. I'm sorry about that. It's actually Glide equals EULA, Lafayette, Louisiana, the University of Lafayette, Louisiana. If you look up the University of Lafayette, Louisiana, 70504, you will realize on Google it says that it's pretty much an easy way into any school. If like an criminal illegal can go in there and graduate tomorrow with like $5 or something, and by the time they get out of school, they already know. By the time they get accepted into school, they already know what they're there for, and it's satanic worship. I walked across the way from Buchanan Hall, and there's a display case that shows that they use 520 Corinthians as a reference point to persecute Christians, and I'm a Catholic myself. And then they have one in chicken tenders. I was trying to find out what the hell is chicken tenders, so I came here to San Francisco, and I go, look, it's chicken tenders right across the street from the Larkin Library, 100 Larkin Street, San Francisco, 94102 or 94103, off of Hyde, Hyde, and Market Street, and that's chicken tender safe place, and the Burger King crown I have on me. Just like at Lula, 70504. If you look at the Burger King crown, it's very anti. It is a children's crown, and it looks like this. They were little children's around for Burger King. And you walk into the Catholic Church off of 150 Golden Gate. So I go to Mass there when I can. And I grew up Catholic. Ramon Elementary School off of Santa Monica in Normandy is a Catholic church. Went to 5th and 6th grade there. And I graduated catechism classes. I took catechism classes in I was in the 6th grade on Sundays. And I did my communion, not my confirmation, but I finished my communion. And so I grew up Catholic. I was baptized as a newborn baby Catholic. Somebody's idiota, estás interrumpiendo, hijo de puta, con tus tos. And me quiere agitar. Anyway, this is what the Burger King looks like. Red. You know, the month of March is a ruby stone. Bark, GRG. And it looks like that looks like Sarah Palin, Alaska Scientology, Santa Monica, Salvation Army, of course. And look at the that is what that looks like. And then when you turn it around, it looks like Lowenbra, the wolf, Lowenbra. The crown the kids wear on their heads, okay? And then they have the, I tore it off because I put it inside my journal. They've got if you look at the back where you're supposed to connect it together, it looks like if you look at, it looks like a ramp, like a wooden ramp like that for children. And it looks like they tell the children that they abuse, and here it is, I put it in my journal. You see the ribs, the ones that they rape, that's why I put this here. I drew a, this is the, the actual, you have, there you go. Yeah, they probably get them to kill themselves, suicide. That's what I believe it's implying, and the ones they rape that they won't talk anymore, and about their abuses. And look at that, there's the cross. And so this is what I found at Burger King. That's across the street from. Obviously, somebody has issues with it because they're coming into the store right now. Watch. Just like the Starbucks in Santa Monica, come into the store, make noise, and they want to be on camera. They want to be on camera. Then I have this from the Starbucks that I was at earlier, Pop. It's actually pretty good almond roca gourmet popcorn. But Pop like Michael Jackson's, King Pop and stuff like that. When it comes to the children, that's what they actually end up doing. There we go. And this is 124th Street, 124th Street, number 611. They kicked me out today, okay? And I'm the one who asked them to call the cops. And I did call the cops myself eventually. This is a CAD number, just like the one I took at the Starbucks in Santa Monica. CAD number 160102237, Company B Southern, 575-6000 is the number. Officer Rowan, number 2059. Officer Rowan, number 2059. So they're responding, so that's good. And it's a CAD number 160102237. Mind you, I have a right to my Fourth Amendment rights. I have a right to be secure in my personal effects, my papers. We have to amend the Fourth Amendment. My person, my body, my mind, my home, because I start becoming intimidated by these freaks, and they're gonna try to pull a Starbucks. Oh, she needs to be kicked out because she's gonna say that we're intimidating her, and and they show up at the most inopportune times, and stop violence against women now. They've been doing this since I got here earlier, and when they left Starbucks off of 124th Street, San Francisco, California, 94102. Across the street from Target. Target is a landmark, I believe. It could be used as a landmark. 789 Mission Street, off of Mission and 4th Street. So I'm not too far from Starbucks. And again, this is the San Francisco Police Department reportee follow-up. CAD number 160102237. Company B, Southern. It's 575-6000. Now somebody's shaking the one of these three is shaking the table, intimidating. And this is ROWAN, ROWAN, ROWARN or ORN, number 2059. With the officer's name and this number, and San Francisco Police Department, Police Headquarters, Report Management Section, 1245 3rd Street, first floor, San Francisco, California, 94158. And it says in the back of this, to obtain a copy of your police report, you or your insurance company can request a copy of your report. The request should be submitted 7 business days after the officer takes the report. Submit your name, address, and the case number in writing, and include a self-addressed stamped envelope, number 10, approximate size 4 inch by 10 inch 2, the San Francisco Police Department, Police Headquarters, Report Management Section, 1245 3rd Street, first floor, San Francisco, 94158. And it says it is a list of things that you can have the numbers for. And it says anonymous tip line, criminal investigations unit, gang task force unit, homicide anonymous tip line, homicide unit, narcotics division, night investigation, San Francisco SAFE, SAFE, comma, Inc., crime prevention tips, special investigations division, text a tip. That's actually might be a good thing to do. So text a tip is actually pretty good too. Text a tip, traffic collision investigative unit, TCI unit, special victims unit, child abuse, juvenile, domestic violence, stalking, 553-9225. I need the stalking one. Financial crimes, 553-1521, missing persons and sex crimes, human trafficking. They've got some good numbers here. So this is, if asked for an incident report when you report a crime, call 911 in an emergency. If the dispatch person on the phone is not receptive or responsive to you the way they should be, please ask for an operator ID if they don't have a name and last name and number that they can give you, preferably an operator ID aside from a last name. And document everything, date it, time it, document everything, and ask for a non-emergency number, which is what I asked for earlier today, a non-emergency number. They will give you the non-emergency number to the local law enforcement office. That helps. So they showed up, which is in a reasonable amount of time. Yesterday and the day before, they didn't show up at all when I was calling for it was a different unit. They didn't show up at all, and so I've been keeping track of that. And Starbucks was really happy. This particular Starbucks was happy about that. And there were 2 officers for this incident report, which worked out rather fairly well. And I know I was told not to go back there, which is fine. I mean, I am the one who requested that they call the cops, and the police officer showed up, and they were like, don't go back there. And I understand those sort of looks that would be criminal trespassing, which is fine. It's Starbucks, anti-Semite shit. But you can protest across the street, which is fine. It's a freedom of speech, and obviously somebody in the back didn't like it. You can protest across the street. And there's Eula. They make it so fucking obvious. Look at that. And no, they can't. They're deliberately putting something in the camera. They can't bitch about it. Because I'm not trying to use their image. They're deliberately walking into the camera. They're staying there. Thank you. That's at 7:09 p.m. on the 9th of January. They're looking for trouble. All these fuckers are looking for trouble. I'm minding my own business like I usually do, and they're the ones looking for trouble, and it's freedom of speech, and they can't do shit about it. It's Sylvia Lydia Morelos. You can quote me on that one. And, okay, so we've got the police report, which is great. I believe in law and order. People who know me, like for years, like Associated Press, have known me since I was 31. They know the stuff online that I have. They keep, they've kept track of it, so they'll notice, well, that's out of character for her, if she doesn't like that. They're reputable reporters and journalists. They'll know, and they'll be able to see something different, if it's not me. And so identity thieves beware. In other words, you're stupid. Ana Ayala is one of them. Yeah, when I was in Santa Monica not too long ago, I've heard other people say, these people keep doing the same thing over and over again. Like the rest of us don't know what the fuck you're doing. It's really fucking ridiculous. They keep doing it over and over. We already know, and they'll do it again in an hour. I keep telling them they'll do it again in an hour, all over again. And everybody and their mother, witness what they did, and it's like it goes right over their fucking head. It's pretty fucking pathetic. You know, and the crimes that they're committing, because it is stalking, it is trying to pursue entrapment with whatever cops they have for themselves, and that's also against the law. So if you let people push your buttons, that's what they're going to want to have you, and they'd be more than happy to steal my phone again, and they'll be more than happy. And that's tort law, T-O-R-T. They'll be more than happy to do something with my phone. Little do they know, I did something with the information when I got it. And the feds have, they've been doing this to me for years. So I gave them my SIM card number, and I've been reporting to the feds for years now. And I give them my SIM card number. I gave them the serial number to my laptops, like the 5th one they steal. So I'm not stupid. And don't worry, they'll do it again tomorrow. So they're traceable. It's just a matter of time. And I'm really sick of my shit being stolen, because I'm Mexican, Jewish. Oh, look, they just changed the TV screen. Like, it doesn't help my situation, their situation. What's that? Like, breast milk? What? Yeah, and it reminds me a lot of Glide. Glide has had a bad reputation for a few years now. I've been coming here, they don't know that, for a few years now, and 90 days the first time I was here, so I know the resources in the place fairly well. I've always loved it here. When I was in New York, I was at the Bellevue Hospital in Manhattan, and I was looking out the 20-somethingth window, and I saw the bridge out there with the heart and stuff like that. So I'm like, I left my heart in San Francisco, and look where I found it in New York, right? So I've been trying to get back here, and finally I'm back here, and I'm not going anywhere. And note, the Human Rights Day was December 5th of last year, and it was regarding CIA and NSA abuses. It happened here and in Oakland, I believe, and other parts of the country except for San Diego. And I was in San Diego at the time. I go, what does that tell you? So anyway, they're barking up the wrong tree, because this is a very progressive city. It's one of the most progressive cities in the nation, I believe. So I'm like looking at Occupy. You guys have some serious freaking issues. And Occupy has been acting up a little bit, and a lot actually, and they tend to become very violent after a while. There was a woman there who showed up yesterday, and she was deliberately trying to get my attention when I was minding my own business again, sitting directly across from me, like some people are. And I had my earphones plugged in to my computer. There they are, some great earphones. And she was telling me, and she started calling me a bitch. And then she said that I was listening to music, so the music was coming out of my earphones, very little, and she showed me a saw, like a small saw, like that, like saw, like she's gonna sew through the cord extension if I didn't so and so, and she called me a bitch. So I'm like, I took that as a threat, because she's carrying a fucking tool, and she's standing with a fucking saw right in front of me, and there's this other belligerent asshole sitting next to me all day, a black male. And he sat there and lounged all day without buying anything. I actually believe a customer bought him a coffee, and I've been, a good customer. I really have, for the past few days now. And I think they accused me of being of harassing and being the one who's creating problems there. And they gave me a free freaking card yesterday, Starbucks. Your next one's on us. And I think I'm starting to understand what that meant. And they said it came from the supervisor of the number 611, and they gave me a courtesy card. They gave me a complimentary card. Your next one's on us, and it says $4 off your next visit. Hello. See details on back. Here we go, live in the living color. See details on back. And $4 off your next visit. The next one's on us. And this is the card number. It says here 6105-5351-2322-0610, and I didn't register it, but I don't. think it's a really good idea for me to do so because I've got my real one online, they might be trying to confuse the real one with this one, so I don't know. 03417881 is the number or the code here. So it's 03417881. Yeah, so the next one's on us. I appreciate the threats. I really don't. And it's Starbucks. Not like we don't have a history together. Like, welcome to my fucking live. Oh, yeah, my hypocritical little shit. I don't know how if people have been. This is a coffee bean. I don't know if people have been. Whoever's been keeping up with my website, I have on there the USA Today, the CEO of Starbucks promoting multiculturalism, getting quotes from different people, probably Token with my luck. And on more than one occasion, it's happened where they don't like multiculturalism. They're promoting anti-Semitism. I was in Santa Monica and I was mocking the logo, and the logo's also on my blog. I'm like, what is this? What is that? Like my essay, what is the essay doing to an anti-Semite, to a Jewish Mexican like myself, or minority essay, and they're like essaying the Catholics, it's really stupid what these people. The logo, I've never liked the logo, logo it kind of irks me, because you see, maybe it's not like the coffee bean, I don't know, it's just kind of there right now, but that looks like something I saw on allpoetry.com or one of the booksy.com sites. I've been dealing with this like 2012. The next thing they're going to say is she didn't write her poetry. Bye-bye. FYI, if anybody likes my writing, I sound kind of corny sometimes, but my pen name is Sylvia Sun Soul, Sylvia space SUN space SOL. Jose Barroso stole my Facebook account, Sun Soul, with a I'm carrying a red umbrella, and somebody's trying to bother me. I'm carrying a red umbrella on Facebook, and they're messing with the chairs again. Here, security cameras can compare both places. They're messing with the chairs again here, like the ones that they were messing with at Starbucks. And if you see my speech, they're interfering with my speech as well. You can catch that signal easily. And they're gonna pull a Sonora barbecue on my kid again, like they did before. And then there's the pop issue, and I'm an activist. Sylvia Lydia Morelos. Anna Ayala, she's only like 5'4" and skinny bitch, she's like 120. She's been stealing my identity again. Most people know my YouTube videos. I have my dress on there, a long one, and she used a seamstress to hem it, H-E-M. This is me. Let me get my Sylvia Lydia Morelos, Morelos, Sylvia L. Morelos, Bank of America. And I've been banking with Bank of America. They're actually behaving weird. Now look at that. Bank of America since 1993. And somebody told them, not deliberately either, 2003. I'm like, nope, I've been banking with Bank of America since I was in high school. And the discrepancies will be blatantly obvious. It's pathetic how these people work. And in Lafayette, they stole my ATM card there, and they swiped it. And different locations that allow them, it's in my bank statement, every single place they allowed it at. Renee, William, and Anna. Then they tried to reduce, or actually they did reduce my account to zero balance in Lafayette. I've never had a zero balance in my entire life with Bank of America. I put it on Blogspot, my blog, and it takes 30 days, not a week, for the Treasury Department, for the direct deposit to be returned to my SSA money, my disability money, to be returned to the Treasury Department. That's what they wanted to happen. They wanted my disability money. I'm on disability. I have Medicare. They wanted my disability money, direct deposit, to return directly back to the Treasury Department, for which, where Sheryl Sandberg used to work a while back, and I'm sure they'll try to attribute that to her. They did one time. I didn't bite, FYI. And that's where that's at. Look at her picking up chairs again, like they want to hit me. Fucking losers. Yeah, stalking. There's a number in the back of the police report, incident number for stalking. And stalking is a crime. Quote, stalking the obsessive following, perpetrators who want to kill you or rape you, gang rape. The obsessive following of an individual by an individual or group of people. And I've told people, you don't necessarily have to be in front of me or behind me. You could be laying in wait, way the hell at a different part where they know I pass by every day. It's the same thing. Stealthily stalking, waiting, laying in wait, or lying in wait. So, Fourth Amendment right. Okay, good. And yeah, anyways, laying in wait. Look, I'm Catholic, Christian. I like this. Jesus, I trust in you. Jesus, I trust in you. And then I have a bigger one. Jesus, I trust in you. I'm also Jewish, Mexican. I'm Mexican, there's my nose. Mexican, Jewish. Tengo un nopal en la cabeza. The forehead. And I'm a Mexican, Jewish, Italian, Catholic. The security cameras all over the place. InstantStreetView.com. www.instantstreetview.com. You'll catch these perps live and in living color. There's a black male just trying to catch my attention. I do appreciate it. And it's deliberate, if you can see it. The guy behind me, look at that. Like a deliberate try to force themselves on someone, and they're not going to win. And this is at the Coffee Bean, ladies and gentlemen. We partner with the best coffee and tea estates around the world. We know where every bean and leaf comes from. CoffeeBean.com, born and brewed in California since 1963. One second. Let's see if I can catch the... I'm trying to catch the on the wall. That looks like the rich aroma, Colombian. It looks like the ripe. Look at that one. Look at that. I'm right. It reminds me of Starbucks across the street from 1133 Broadway. The Mentalist with the poison ivy across the street, right next to it. I reported it, and they ended up taking it down. That does look like Third Reich to me. I'm trying to tell people that's not Sylvia Morello's wife. For those who even know me, of course, stupid. And I showed the ID to the police officers, Rowan, earlier today, so he saw the notarized. I have a notarized letter of Fourth Amendment rights, right to my personal effects, my person, my property. Unreal, man. Like I was at Behavioral Hospital, Bel Air, M.O. You so cute. Is it 53? Look at the logo. 5314 Dashwood Drive, Houston 77030. Called DHS from there. They're done. And I got his FedEx that I want to look at the flyer, FedEx flyer. And you know, because Chris Gillibo used to work for FedEx when he was 18, the art of nonconformity, the expert at, you know, nonconforming, hence his honorary degree from Athens, Greece, which is real. He's not very intelligent, so he makes excuses for it. And so he's a nonconformist. You know, he romanticizes his lack of intelligence. He's dumb. You know, so, like it's Glide Walk-in Center, and the Glide, Glide. It's Glide right through, you know? Glide right through, spraying people off. Como el magnífico bailarín, Sonora Santander. Reservation confirmation number. This again is me. Sylvia Morelos, 8339. Women's Place. Through Glide. These are identity thieves. It's like the 10 million Americans data theft. People are involved in that. I also found flyers. When I asked for information, Glide, the Episcopal Church is in charge of SRO. So if anybody's disappearing, the Episcopal Church is responsible for that. Episcopal Community Services San Francisco. And it has a list of all the SROs that are owned by the Episcopal Church. And what does this look like? The motif, the infamous motif Santa Monica. OPCC 503 Olympic Boulevard 90401. Now Episcopal Church down there too, Santa Monica. Affordable and low-income housing opportunity. There you go. And there's the Alameda Affordable and Low-Income Curry Senior Center. To ensure Obama changed what they want, right? Bloody degrees, bloody high school diplomas, bloody jobs at other people's expense, and they'll get a degree. They'll get jobs that they're not qualified for. Then hence people start to die. Quality of life deteriorizes. So I have this list, and it says here, San Francisco County, Bayanihan House, the Knox SROs, holy shit, TODCO.org, San Francisco, owned by Episcopal Community Services. They've got the logo, 3308 3rd Avenue, 95817, across the street, and inside the family services, first floor and second floor, you'll find the same type of motifs and logos and things like that. Building community, developing skills, enriching lives, just like OPCC. A few years ago I said, empowering people to rebuild their lives. You know, it's the same thing over and over. There's romantics about it. And it says Kelly Lewis. Hello. Kelly Winters, Kelly Lewis, Reardon Apartment, REARDON Heights Apartments, HEIGHTS. Individuals and family, $9.95 to $13.36 a month. Open wait list. San Francisco, California, 8 Reardon Road, 94124 415-630-5309. ReardonHeights.com. Equal housing opportunity. Kelly Lewis. Then there is William Penn Hotel, 160 Eddy Street, 94102. Contact Ted. ChinaTownCDC.org. Alameda County Property, Bay Bridge. Emeryville, 510-420-1140, Special Needs Studio, Resources for Community Development, redhousing.org. And so they're all owned by the Episcopal Church, SRO. So there's a connection there somewhere. Got me through Glide. When I asked, somebody bothered me one day, like 3 males came up behind me, and I'm like, you know what? That's not funny. I reported it to the front desk, and I was told to go inside. Well, I was told to talk to the reservation desk, and they asked them, okay, well, try giving me the runaround. They said, they didn't do much about it. And I said, well, do you have any information on Glide then? Well, yeah, there's some flyers in the back room. So I went to the back. There was a cubby holes. I'm an activist. I always look at bulletin boards and cubby holes. I took everything from there. There they are. That's what I normally do. Showers in San Francisco. MHC South is out. You know, we all know. We want to, you know, get $1 billion for, you know, a bounty on my head or some shit, you know. I'm like, it's not funny, you know, it really isn't, but that's where they're at, you know. And then I go and see my black and white image of me plastered inside a food court at CVS, 917 Main Street in Houston. Go to the first floor, and downstairs, make a right, you walk right in. There's a freaking, you know, Morelos obvious child. I'm holding a fucking taco, you know, with a laced black and white blouse, tank top. I'm like, oh shit, I want a gang rape my ass. I love taco salad. It's just fucking great. It points right back to the Tea Party, Houston, MHC South here in San Francisco. They're done. You know, it happened to Jesse, it happened to my nephew. They're done. Points right back to them. That's how big their fucking ego is. Over, and then they have Freedom Hall, Recovery Circle Freedom Hall. Join us in Freedom Hall for Glide's Recovery Circle, Tuesdays and Thursdays, 11 to 12:30. Contact Jackie Freeman, 415-674-6023, jfreeman@glide.org. That's for men who want Glide. Join Freedom Hall for Glide Recovery Circle. And there they go, the Tea Party backing them up because they have the same type of TV in the back, you know. So they have drop-in services, Glide, Wells Fargo Women's Center, and New Schedule. That reminds me of Cornell Battle, the Wells Fargo, and Glide, unconditionally. Yeah, stuff like that. And then I walk down the street this way, and I find a place that reminds me of the Doodle of Google Oogle book, you know, Christopher. Place in Westwood that has doodle oogles. It reminds me of Billy Joe Armstrong. Like, you know, I was crapping my ass off. I'm like, look at what I found here. I also found Noodles and Company. I don't know what to tell you. I really don't. It's Noodles and Company. And I walked in and I'm like, there's no way. So I walk in there and I pick up a freaking flyer. I pick up a menu. Noodles and Company. And I'm like, you know, noodles.com/catering. So I don't know if the prices are. I don't know if they're overpriced. I don't know what to tell you. But, you know, that's what gets me started. They get me started. I go in their direction, not the opposite. And they're gonna point out the nuances. I go in their direction, not the opposite. They have a tendency to do that. And yeah, they don't leave me alone. I go, you know, they create problems for themselves. Now the hospitality house is having issues. They have the staff the Jan and Killer. You know, they're also not being receptive to complaints by violent men in there, and they're responding to their lack of love for the new rules and regulations that are supposed to be implemented for us, for certification, new law, new rules. Your hospitality house, participant rights, responsibilities, and policies for the attendant self-center. You have the right to access hospitality house and its activities. You have the right to be treated with dignity and respect by staff and volunteers. You have the right to be informed about decisions affecting your participation. You have a right to expect a safe, supportive environment. You have a right to request mediation meeting with any staff member, etc. You have a right to expect information you share will be treated respectfully and confidentially. You have the right to approve any information a staff requests from you. From a release to outside agency, you have the right to ask questions about anything about the agency, its activities, or policy. Let me underscore that. You have the right to ask questions about anything about the agency, its activities, or policies that confuse you. You have the right to expect punctuality from staff. You have the right to explore a continuum of harm reduction strategies should you decide to address any substance use or health-related issues. You have the right to define for yourself when your work is successful. You have the right to grieve any treatment or decision feels unfair. Participant responsibility is pretty much you treat the person the way you want to be treated, plus, and stuff like that. That's just, you know, the golden rule, you know, come on. And health and safety issues, and they talk about suspension, so you have to get at least 3 warnings for suspended. And one of the things that I like about this, it delineates and underscores the safety precautions that the clients have with regards to intimidation, sexual harassment. We do not allow, number 2, 6-month suspension. This is one of the reasons you'll get suspended. We do not allow acts of violence, fighting, or weapons, any type of physical violence, sexual assault, fighting, use of weapons or use of agency or personal materials as weapons is not allowed. This includes at the front sidewalks. 1-year suspension. 6-month suspension. We do not allow threats of violence. We do not allow verbal or physical threats of violence, stalking, the threat of the use of weapons or the threat of the use of agency materials as weapons. This includes the front sidewalks. We do not allow sexual harassment. In an effort to create a safe environment, the agency does not tolerate sexual harassment. Therefore, leering, making sexual gestures, displaying sexually suggestive objects or pictures, making or using derogatory comments, epithets, slurs, or jokes, making verbal or physical sexual advances, or verbal abuse of a sexual nature is not allowed. We do not allow destruction, abuse, damage, alteration, or theft of agency staff or participant property. So they don't allow harassment, hate speech, derogatory, exploitative, or discriminatory language, language, noises included, messages or materials in the agency. All participants, volunteers and staff have the right to be treated with respect. The 3-month suspension. Messages or materials in the agency. Therefore, disrespectful behavior will not be tolerated. Jan did not bother listening to me, and I left, you know, but I'll be back eventually. This includes, but it's not limited to, teasing, put-downs, rude comments, and hate messages that are racist, homophobic, sexist, transphobic, or directed at a specific cultural or religious group or at persons with disabilities I'm on Medicare, or are otherwise threatening to a specific group or individual. Let me make this clear to you people. My last name's not Morales, it's Morelos. M as in Mary, Orelos. Okay? I've been hearing about that. Although the agency recognizes that censorship is a serious issue, okay, then I'm going to leave that alone for, you'll see why. We do not allow continuous disruptive behavior. We do not allow disrespect, but they're going to try to nickel and dime disruptive behavior and nickel and dime my free speech. Watch, and they're making noises and they think that's appropriate. We're figuring out who the anti-Semite establishments are, and I'm not the one who asked for trouble. They do. Ordering. So anyway, this is really great stuff, really great rules. And the complaint procedures, appeal process. This is legit. This is like, there's no reading between the lines. This is actually a complaint procedure and the responsibilities and policies, participant rights. Some staff members are having issues with it, and they're having a difficult time because they're making it out to be a bitch fit. And that's not my fault. I think the rules are really cool. And off of Eddie and Jones across the street from the police station is it's a board. I don't know. It's on the corner, and it's great because it says drugs and violence do not belong here, and it says raindrops falling over it. And I remember I saw the here comes one interferer. I was at the University of Lafayette, Louisiana 70504, the alma mater building. I have it on my blog. I picked up an umbrella. Dripping rain, bloody rain. So I recognized it there, and they picked it up. The community picked it up here, the local community. And no drugs or violence are not allowed. Drugs and violence are not wanted here or acceptable here, allowed here. And it's per the Latino Voz, La Voz Latina, Latino Voz, VOZ, and the SRO Collaborative. It was wonderful. They have 6 flowers there. And if you look at 613 West Simcoe, Lafayette, Louisiana, the 6 bricks that they're making fun of, the one that took 4 or 5 of my family members, this community here in San Francisco, which is why I love it so much, they picked up on that. And it says drugs and violence do not belong here. Lafayette doesn't belong here, and they're violent. They kill people because of their religious belief in who and what they are. They make noises. They intimidate. They discriminate. Their employees get paid blood money. And they get paid to discriminate. Those are hate crimes, and people need to report that. And that would include no gangs, no drugs, and gentrification has been happening for a while now. Underneath their noses. They cannot go against the grain. That's the law. The community spoke, and I'm very happy because when I got here within a few days, I noticed it, and I'm like, this is wonderful. I feel like I fit in right perfect. It's a progressive city, and December 5th was Human Rights That was last year. It still applies, you moron, and the Human Rights Day is what it says here. So I look at Glide, I'm like, oh, they're in trouble. And Glide has always had a bad reputation. It's just like Lafayette, Louisiana. Making fun of, they had a mantle of dead people that they were mocking dead in the display case. On it, it's no longer there. They took that off as well, and somebody else started becoming angry about it. It's like our it's our trophy. Why would you take that off? All the people they killed. And people they hurt, people they kill, same difference because they're minorities, And there's the wall walking to Glide has a big heart on it with Glide on it, and all the colors on it. Reminds me of Houston, the park in Houston 77002, and where the brown box with all the colors are taken away from it. They're going to a la Jeepers Creepers take what they want from the brilliant minorities that they hate us so much. And I saw that in Houston. It is on the wall on Glide, and one of the letters of unconditional. There's a bunch of colors, just like the colors at Glide, at Houston, with the browns taken right next to it. And I saw it there. So Houston there, Anise Parker and her shit's there. So it's all it's all come full circle. Same people, Episcopal Church, same people, Anise Parker, Christopher, and others. And they keep following me around. This is what I do. That is stalking. And then it says the Coalition of Homelessness wants you to know your rights. Everyone on U.S. soil, no matter housing status, age, gender, documentation status, has the same 3 basic rights. You have the right to remain silent. You have the right to a lawyer. You have the right to not consent to a search. And this is in case something happens to somebody who's on the street. I read the column in the paper about how, about the what they're doing about the homeless. And Ana Ayala is barbaric. What she did to a homeless person in Santa Monica, California. Now they're getting ideas. These fuckers, I can see it. They get paid to commit hate crimes. They don't do it for free, FYI. And we need to keep. They're persons of interest at this point. And enemies of the state and persons of interest are all parts of the same group. Terrorizing people, things like that. And this, on the other hand, A Woman's Place, a program of community awareness and treatment services, CATS. If you look at the logo, that's supposed to be for women, like in my position, who come off the streets because of dire circumstances, and I was angry in there because of the staff. They weren't receptive to the violence that I was going through in there. And it's very prejudicial wherever I go. And they're trying to undermine CATS. This is different. And it says on the door when we go in there, in Spanish, no discrimination. And the EULAs were in there. And human resources are responsible for the shit they hire to undermine the quality of services, FYI. And you will find these people at Human Resources Department, one Jehovah, one Scientologist, Seventh-day Adventist, you name it. They'll be hiring their own. That's why they seem bigger than life. But once you weed them out at will employment, weed them out before they screw up or fuck up your business or your homes, schools, things like that. In transitional housing, shelter services where a homeless woman is welcome, A Woman's Place, the only gender-specific emergency shelter and transitional housing of its kind in San Francisco, providing a safe haven for homeless women and victims of crimes including domestic violence, rape, sexual assault, with a comprehensive range of flexible services. The facility serves all women, catering to the chronically homeless who are most at risk and serving individuals other agencies turn away. Emergency housing is provided to single women without children, the LGBT and HIV/AIDS communities, specifically for them and us, those who experience mental illness, domestic violence, and substance abuse, serving adult women of all ages and all ethnicities who feel they have nowhere else to go. At A Woman's Place, individuals receive the structure and support needed to attain permanent housing, a stable income, and possible gainful employment. And this is through CATS, which is really good. CATS is a Community Awareness and Treatment Services, Inc. It's a nonprofit, private. It has been operating in San Francisco for the hardest to service substance abuse since 1978. And it serves others as well. It's great. It's technically what it's for, and they're trying to undermine them too. Gina, Psycho Gina. So I'm looking for my. I have it in here, my ID, and I still have a copy of. My. He was literally shooting bricks. The officer, the police department freak. Are you done? I still have the paperwork for it. So I was saying to myself, I'm going to scan it, and I'm going to put it online. I'm going to kill a bitch. Something like I still have it. Notice of emergency detention. It's pretty pathetic. There are more people coming in. And, I've been through a lot. You can obviously tell that I've been through a lot. And very harrowing experiences is an understatement. And, so I still have that. And so, oh, look, I have the Santa Monica Blue Line ticket bus still. And they all have the same logos. Channel 2 News. They resort and they rely on the media. Channel 2 News. They have it inside A Woman's Place, 1049 Howard. They have it inside the Hospitality House, 290 Turk. They have it in Sanctuary, inside the Sanctuary when I was there the first time around, from which I was 86, thank God for small favors. They have it at other places. They have one at the police station in San Diego, the one right off of Broadway last year, or a year and a half ago. They had it at the Motel 6, America's Best Value Inn, at the front desk. He was wearing one of Latham Craig's tattoos on the forearm. I saw that tattoo on a magazine. I'm like, that's Latham, and he has his they represent some type of gang. So I'm getting a little confused with something else for a while. And the same group of people doing the same group of things. And it was in the back of a magazine, and they have the same tattoo on it. So before I run out of time, I need to look into Victims and Witnesses of Violent Crimes. Check this out. This is a good resource. Victims and Witnesses of Violent Crimes, Comprehensive Advocacy for Victims and Witnesses of Violent Crimes, San Francisco DA's Office. And they have an adult criminal flow chart. That's why I like to pick up things from resource centers. You get a wealth of information just doing your own homework. And I usually end up with a black eye, you know, metatarsal fracture on my left foot, you know, to report criminals. And but it's worth it because you end up, you know, helping save lives, and public safety is important. And it's community access, victim services, online resources, and victims and witnesses of violent crimes. This is for the comprehensive advocacy for victims and witnesses of violent crimes. And a special message from District Attorney George Gascon for victims and witnesses of violent crimes. We know it's not easy for victims of crime to come forward and ask for help. My office's Victim Services Division helps victims rebuild their lives in the aftermath of violent crime. George Gascon, DA's office. And elder abuse and fraud, domestic violence, LGBT crimes, children crimes, homicide. It's great. It's a good resource for restitution, funeral arrangements, restitutions, crime prevention information, crisis support services. Is great. So it's victim services, online resources, sfdistrictattorney.org or victim services at sfgov.org, community access. If you look up your community resources, you will find them, and you can go online as well. So anyone have any information regarding erratic driving, for example, U.S. Department of Transportation, national. They were making it an issue in Lafayette. Oh, we're just going to go to the local one. No. We're not going to go to the national one. And then they responded to me and said, thank you for your feedback. We will contact their respective agencies accordingly, locally. Thank you very much. Sylvia Lydia Morales, I believe in self-empowerment and in resources for a reason. They're very effective. And when you empower yourself, you have more information. When you have your information, you know you have other options, and violence and emotions tend to subside because more information tends to do that. You have more options, so you don't have to go and, you know, hit someone or react to that. Your anger. This is Sylvia Morales. It's now 7:47 at the Coffee Bean and Tea Leaf, established 1963. See what happens now. So we'll catch you later. Bye.